from the city to the streets. Jayvi from the beats, got the beat. Feel the rhythm, feel the heat. Everybody come and follow me. Let's get down while the free.
What's up, League? What's your boy Jay Lee? Back for the day with another episode. Today we're discussing sports and how they help reduce anxiety, violence, and how boost, social skills, community skills, team building, and overall give you a healthier, better life, So for today's special guest, we have...
My name's Francisco Santos, or you can call me Frank. I don't really mind either one. My relation to sports, or my work in the community with sports, is I've been a baseball coach for 3 years, a youth baseball coach to be specific, and then this year I'm stepping up to be more so a baseball coach for high school level. And I also want to, dabble into possibly coaching into AAU baseball. I'm also going to be coaching girls basketball this fall and winter for the school that I work at.
All right, community man, loved it. So I'm gonna start Frank off with a little icebreaker called fantasy draft.
Okay.
This is the way it works. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to build a team of 3 top athletes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give you a scenario. It's based has points, right? So based on the experience points you tell me these athletes have, that determines if they make it to the next obstacle. Every obstacle course, they will lose points, energy points. And then we'll see if your team makes it to the end. So right now, think of your fantasy draft, who you're building your fantasy team.
But is it with current athletes, or can it be from anyone at any...
Anywhere, anytime.
Okay.
Is a fantasy draft with... Let's 1998 up to now, because I don't know nobody before that.
Okay. Any sport?
Any sport, you just need 3 people in your team, because it's 3 obstacle courses. I'm going to see how good your team does. Actually, pick 4. You get a mercy team member.
Pick 4?
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what the obstacles are, right?
You don't know. We're going to run over the scenarios.
Okay. So I'll take LeBron James, because he seems like a really good athlete.
Okay.
From basketball. I'll take David Ortiz from baseball.
Okay.
He seems like he has a lot of power. So I don't know if I'll ever need that in my trials.
David Ortiz, got you.
Let me try to pick somebody fast.
That's someone from the Bean. I like that.
Yeah. Someone from Boston or from Massachusetts. I'll say Joshua Baez.
Okay.
He's someone who got drafted recently. He's playing baseball. And then my 4th team member, my mercy pick. I don't know. I'll pick Usain Bolt in his prime. He's pretty quick.
All right. So here's how it's gonna go. We're gonna appoint to them attribute point. So from a scale 1 to 10, how much attribute points does each of your players have?
What's the attribute?
You tell me. So you pick that attribute.
How many attributes do they get?
Each one gets 1 attribute. So you pick that attribute, and from a scale to 1 to 10,
okay,
then you lock in your choice.
So David Ortiz, I'll give him power 10. LeBron.
What's the attribute? Power.
Power. LeBron James. I'll give him agility. And since we're talking any point in history, I'll take his prime years, so like 2012. Give him a 10.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt, speed, 10.
Okay.
And then Joshua Baez. Can I do all around?
No, you cannot. That's cheating.
That's cheating? We'll do power for Joshua Baez. I'll give him a 10.
All I heard was a lot of power and a lot of agility.
And speed.
All right, so Now it's time for the scenarios. The first character who you're going to put in for the first part of the triathlon. At the triathlon is
Triathlon?
yes, of 3 choices, 3 different challenges. So for your first challenge, who are you putting up for the test?
Do I know what the challenge is or no?
Nope. You only find out your challenge after you submit somebody.
I'll do LeBron James, first pick.
Oof. Swimming.
I mean,
Now you gotta.
with agility,
Yeah.
you could probably put agility in there.
Okay.
Agility would probably help him. He has the. I would pick LeBron. Out of my 4 athletes, I think I made the right choice.
You think you made the right choice?
For swimming, yeah, absolutely.
LeBron's kind of heavy. I'm gonna put it.
I don't think he's that heavy.
You don't think?
I don't think so.
All right. So
Maybe if I said David Ortiz, then maybe we would be.
yeah, he wouldn't make it for sure. He wouldn't make it.
I don't know.
Swimming. David Ortiz.
Yeah. I think so. But I'm picking LeBron.
LeBron.
I'm going LeBron.
LeBron's.
Final answer.
Next challenge. Who you putting up?
Usually after swimming, you have to get out of the water and probably like do like a relay race. So I'm gonna pick Usain Bolt.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing cycling. You can
Cycling? Yep.
You
Yeah.
got that.
I think I made the right choice.
Yeah, you got the speed. And then the last one, when he's done cycling, who's your next teammate that's gonna take up the?
Actually, now that I think about it, after cycling, it's probably be the running. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Joshua Baez to save me because David Ortiz is that fast.
Yeah, it is running. You was not gonna make it. With
Yeah.
Ortiz. Now you got that. You got that.
I think I made the wrong choice that second pick.
Ugh.
But I think
I'm gonna say you got a good 2 out of 3.
I think my team did pretty solid.
I think they did pretty solid. I'm gonna give your team a good 7.5. I think it's more of an 8, honestly. I'm gonna be real.
Okay, where did I mess up?
That swimming part, I just cannot get over that.
You don't think LeBron's a good swimmer?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think LeBron could do it. Depending how many meters.
Can he even swim?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah. I don't.
He's rich. He's probably by the water on his time off.
I don't think he could swim, but we'll put a pause on that.
We'll have to go on his Instagram and deep dive.
I mean, does anybody know the answer to that? I should have. Okay, now it's time to get into the thick of it. We're gonna ask all these questions and, get to know more about sports. What inspired you to start playing sports? And what made you feel confident in yourself?
What inspired me was probably just watching my dad growing up. On the weekends, he would play softball. And then he would always take me as like a little kid, like ever since I was like 5, 6 years old. He would always take me to the field and I would just watch him play. And then growing up, that made me want to play. And then I would say since I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, I started playing baseball and then I just kept going. And then you said the second part of the question is what inspired me to keep going?
Yeah, like what inspired you to be confident in the sport? We get introduced to a lot of sports, but some type of confidence is what keeps you in the sport.
I think what was the confidence in me was, I don't know, I guess watching my dad be like really good at it, at softball, and then me wanting to live up to those expectations even though I didn't. But also coming from a family background of lots of baseball players, and then like, I don't know, it's just something that was always inside of me,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How has participating in sports influenced, like, your eating habits or adapted to, like, healthier eating styles? I feel like it's random, but athletes do have,
Yeah, definitely.
better eating habits, whether it's, like, from knowing how much they're consuming or keeping track of it, things like that.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like that changed for you when you became pro?
I mean, there was a point after high school, I would say, where I was like disconnected from sports, and then there was really nothing except just like school, social life, and then sports wasn't really a part of that. So I know during that time I had really unhealthy eating habits, and now that I'm like back into the swing of things, I don't want to be that person who tells you to do something while I'm doing the other, you know? So being more involved in sports has definitely helped me. Like, I don't eat late at night anymore. I try to watch what I eat. I always try to make sure I eat a good portion, not overeat, not undereat, always the right amount. That way I always have the right amount of energy, and I always try to push that information and that energy onto the kids that I help with.
Yeah, definitely healthy eating. Do you feel like you find it easier to eat healthier when coaches and people in your surroundings are following the same footsteps, or is it even still, do you see students who are struggling with like healthy diets?
No. So I would say it's a lot harder because like the elephant in the room is that we're Latino, we're Hispanic, and then we live in an area where it's harder to access healthier foods that we need in terms of price points. And then I work at a school currently, and then every day I see it where kids would just go the whole day going hungry. They won't eat the lunch because they don't like it. They won't bring food from home because I don't know why, but they'll go to the corner store, they'll buy chips and some soda and call it a day until they get home, eat some cereal at home, and then, you know, repeat the cycle the next day. But I would say even now, I think it's always going to be hard until we can get a way to, you know, a handle on that in the community first, where we can always have accessible food that we need.
No, yeah, I agree. I remember with the transition of like people in the White House, such as the Obamas and stuff, like they're pushing for more sports and more healthy eating, just because they notice, like, you know, even in the schools, we're not getting the best options to eat. And so, you know, we're not doing sports, we're not eating right, not doing the schoolwork. So it's like, what are we really doing here?
It's a big domino effect, and I think it definitely starts with the diet, because kids come in, they're tired from not eating, and then that affects them. They jog on the whole day. Lunch comes, they don't want to eat because they don't like what they see. Then they just go on about their day. And then I think it always has like a negative buildup. And then I think we have to find a way to stop it, you know, at home first.
No, for sure. Can you share any inspiring moments or achievements that occurred to you while in sports?
Inspiring moments?
Or achievements, yeah.
Trying to say, I think when I pushed my younger brother to start playing baseball, because he's always been a kid who would just stay at home. He's like technology oriented, not really into sports or any of that thing. And then when I pushed him into baseball, he kind of took a liking to it. And now I coached him for 2 years while he was a youth softball. And now I don't coach him anymore, but he still has that interest and he still wants to go and continue and build upon that. And then I think that interest has also pushed him into other sports and other avenues, and I'm really happy that I was able to open that door for him.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And I think, like, back to what you were saying, you know, finding the confidence from the people that you see around you playing these sports and like succeeding, obviously has a great role model. So how do you think we can bring more sport awareness? You know, there's so many different benefits from playing sports that you've developed, and it helps them, you know, stay on track in so many different levels, from health to, you know, their personal physique and things like that. So what do you think is like some of the barriers that keep students away from sports?
I mean, for starters, students in particular, I think we need more club sports. Like if you go to a college level, there's always like, you know, the varsity team, the junior varsity team, and then they have like club sports where anyone from anywhere can like come in, or anyone from the school can come in, just like play. Right. And then, but I think when you go down to like high school, middle school, it's either you play varsity, you play junior varsity, you know, there's no like club option for like a kid who wants to do it casually. And I think that's a big barrier for kids, especially the ones who have things going on outside of school. So maybe they don't have time, you know, 3 days out of the week, but those 2 days they're not doing anything, but they can't really play because they're not on the team.
Right. No, yeah, and I've noticed that too, with my experience working with students in sports as well. you know, a lot of the barriers is usually either transportation, lack of time, or
Yeah.
lack of like the resource to be able.
Or just what's going on at home.
Yeah.
You gotta go take care of your siblings.
Right.
Gotta go take care of your grandma, your grandpa.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with you that, you know, community chapters will definitely help the students be more involved in more physically involved with their community and in sports without having to like commit time that they don't necessarily have.
Yeah. But don't get it wrong. Like, there's still plenty of opportunities. Like, you can go down to the Y, you know,
For sure.
for the summer, especially in the summer because it's always free for teenagers. I think from ages 13 to 18. You would have to look that up. I can't.
No, you're definitely right, and I think what Salvation Army, I mean, a lot of programs definitely
Yeah. And then even if
free summer.
you're not into sports but you want to work out and go in the gym, I know Planet Fitness offers team memberships for free during the summer. So like teens always have access to things. So I always try to encourage kids in school to like take advantage of all the resources that you have while you can, because eventually that time does run out and then, adulthood starts.
Yeah, no, for sure. You just mentioned something important, which is like, the balance of it all. How do you think, they have those resources available to them, but how do you find the balance as an athlete and as a student, and maybe, you go to church and do other 100 million things? How is the easiest way, or like, how do you find balance yourself with your athletes and things like that?
I would say finding the balance is just knowing that you want to do it. Because like if you want to do it, then you make time for it. And then it becomes a part of like your daily routine. It becomes a part of your life, your schedule. Like instead of you spending an hour and a half on your phone laying down in the bed, watching Instagram reels, TikTok, you go outside and you shoot a basketball with your friends, you meet up at the park or something, or you go play baseball with your cousins, something like that. So I think it's more about if we can introduce it to the kids and then make them see that they could be a part of this, and then maybe they can find themselves a little bit in it.
Yeah.
Then they will want to be part of it, and then they'll find themselves trying to make the effort to make that balance in life. Because like you said, there's only so many hours in the day. There's so much things to do.
Yeah. And what do you think are some of the setbacks that athletes face, to continue to be in these sports and to continue to grow with them? At times we age out of like
student athletes,
or even adult athletes. Is it too late to join a new sport, or is it too late to get involved?
No, I mean,
what are some of the setbacks you think that adults and people who maybe didn't grow up in sports,
but they want to find it later?
Right.
So I think the main part is just money. Like after high school, college isn't free unless you were that person who got a scholarship. But I would say the main thing is just money. Like a lot of kids will be like, I can't go to college, I can't afford this. And then, sports stops after 12th grade.
Yeah.
And then after that, you kind of just have to find your own like recreational leagues. You have to find your own, leagues where you pay for that little small season that you play for that. And then, you're going about your daily life. But even for the adult athletes, I think it's the same thing. Just trying to get your foot in the door in a league where maybe you can try out for a team. You try to go semi-pro or something, and then you just try out. But then the main thing with adult athletes, I would say, is probably money, and then also just like changing your whole life, like picking everything up and just going somewhere else.
Yeah, the adults got it rough, man. They don't got that many resources.
I mean, that's like you take advantage when you're a kid.
Yeah, no free living. Yeah. And so, as an athlete, how would you feel? How do you think people identify with that title? Like, I'm an athlete. Like, what makes somebody say I'm an athlete over somebody else? Maybe I'm just doing it recreationally. But who do you feel is considered an athlete?
What I would consider an athlete, I would say is someone who dedicates their time, you know, like their free time into the sport or whatever craft that they're doing, you know?
Yeah.
And like that's a part of who they are. So it would be like, maybe as an adult, you know, you work your 9 to 5, but then from 5 to 9, you're in the gym lifting weights, you know, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, you have your games, your soccer games. You go to your soccer league and then you play. And then, you know, you're just always working on your craft, trying to be better. I think that's what really defines what an athlete is.
Yeah.
Especially after, like, post-graduation. But then I would say in high school, I mean, mainly, if anyone wanted to, they could be an athlete. Truth be told. It's just about if they want to, like I said, put in that work and dedicate themselves to the craft.
Yeah. And so, what are some transformative things that you've seen in your life or other people's lives through sports that, like, okay, maybe this could not have happened had they not been part of this team or had they not had this experience? Like, what are some transformation stories?
So like I said, I work in a school, and then, I mean, the main thing is them getting scholarships, you know? I work at a school where these two kids, they just got scholarships because of the team, the baseball team that they played on. You know, they have a really good coach, and he always steers them in the right direction, and he always knows what he's talking about, and he knows what he's doing. And then I'm really happy to see that those kids are able to not only continue playing baseball at the next level, but also they're also able to find, you know, a path into education in case that doesn't work out, which is always important because you always want something to fall back on.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, a lot of people always see scholarships or, like, you know, going to NBA or like big teams, big NFL leagues. They feel like they have to go through college. Do you think that's a required step to go pro? Or do you feel like, you know, just being an athlete, you could still get to that same position?
I mean, I can't speak on all sports, but I think in this country, for baseball, I think unless you're like, you know, you were destined to be someone, you know, picked out of high school, I think college is necessary for a lot of our student athletes. And then I would say in terms of basketball, I know there's a lot of different paths. Like, I know there's not the NBA, but there's a thing called the G League where it's like the league under the NBA. And then, you know, those teams always have like open tryouts. Anyone could just walk on and try out for the team.
My last question to you is, what advice would you share with someone interested in joining the sports, whether it be recreationally or as a chapter and, you know, competitively?
I mean, I say always give it a try. Always be open to new things, new avenues in life, because you never know what you would like, because you can't knock it until you try it, right? So I would say, you know, give it a try at least first, see if you like it, give it a chance, and then if it's not for you, it's not meant for you, but you never know unless you try it.
That's words of wisdom. Don't knock it till you try it. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for being here, Frank.
Thank you for having me.
I have my exit quote. It's by Kobe Bryant. You know, R.I.P. to Kobe. But he said, dedication makes dream come true. So, you know, without no dedication, your dreams ain't coming true. That's all I gotta say. Peace out.
Get on your feet, just start to show. Shake it from the beat, gonna make you go. But after EP5, we gonna set it right. Feel the rhythm in your soul all through the night. Ooh, yeah.